Regional.
Regional.
I have on the line the regional emergency manager from Ethel County.
As from 12 noon today, the central government will cease to function, and the administration of the country will be handled by 15 regional commissioners.
Joint committee chairmen and regional trustees, we are all friends of Frank's tonight.
NASCAR. It's regional, sir.
Wayne, Benjamin Kane, Regional Program Director for Oliver Communications.
地方的
Register.
Register.
Charlotte walked back to her big Park Avenue bed, wishing she had remembered to register for a sex life.
I had to go to the market the other day, and there was people at the register talking about it.
Oh my God, that could be why we can't use the register.
Which I will return to the register at the diner tomorrow.
No. But you got 80,000 teenagers to register to vote.
寄存器记录登记
Registration.
Registration.
As I recall, you were a staunch supporter of the Registration Act, Senator.
Come on, I'm gonna need your $300 registration fee.
Driver's license, registration, insurance, and fitness certificate, please.
It was absolutely imperative that we get to the Mint Hotel before the deadline for press registration.
Okay, you guys, I'm gonna go get my college registration to Miss Simmons.
登记
Regret.
Regret.
And already I'm starting to regret it.
And even so, you regret it, right?
Total regret since then.
Yeah, I regret some of them.
遗憾为感到遗憾感到抱歉
Regular.
Regular.
It's regular at best.
My sisters would beat me on a regular basis.
Regular breaks, a games room, sing-alongs, and if the job demands become too much.
The regular route, guys. Why? Plan on making this a regular thing?
规则的正规军经常的
Regularity.
Regularity.
Because of his low-key regularity.
But the judge wasn't the type to invite a camera with any degree of regularity.
Constance's illness requires a degree of regularity.
It's the study of phenomena that appear random, but in fact have an element of regularity which can be described mathematically.
Zebras die here with unfailing regularity.
规则性
Regularly.
Regularly.
Do you skulk regularly? Have you been cleaning this regularly?
He goes to church regularly.
Missed all the real excitement, but not the opportunity to regularly beat his wife, Margareta.
2 other friends in the hospital whom I visit regularly.
有规则的
Regulate.
Regulate.
Number 1, regulate.
Periodically, addiction will not be tolerated, and those who cannot regulate will be cut from the program.
Once misfits, cripples. The governor of Oklahoma to regulate oil production.
To make your flight as short as possible, our flight attendants are switching on the sleep regulator, which will regulate your sleeping during the flight.
Yeah, we're an independent government agency who, along with the FBI and the Federal Reserve, regulate the stock market and corporate fraud.
管理
Regulation.
Regulation.
It's just regulation size.
It's regulation.
Per Starfleet regulation, I'm planning on returning Khan to Earth to stand trial.
There is no Starfleet regulation that condemns a man to die without a trial.
There must be some kind of law against working for a financial institution right after you've been working in financial regulation, right?
No.
规则
Regurgitate.
Regurgitate.
And have seemingly irrelevant and tedious dialogue that seems to regurgitate forever.
I will make Dennis regurgitate my notes from chapter 3.
They just regurgitate everything they see on TV or hear on the radio or watch on the web.
So I regurgitate.
Why do you want to regurgitate this Hollywood crap for the zillionth time?
回勇
Rehabilitate.
Rehabilitate.
Capture him and rehabilitate him?
My brother and I run a privately funded program to rehabilitate culturally disadvantaged people.
So the fact that I was now contacting him was a last desperate attempt to rehabilitate my sexuality.
The thing that scares me most is that everybody's going to try to rehabilitate me.
They didn't rehabilitate her very successfully, it seems.
恢复原状
Rehabilitation.
Rehabilitation.
I do not believe in forgiveness nor in rehabilitation.
In my opinion, Mr. Zaz is as much a danger to himself as to others,
and prison is probably not the best environment for his rehabilitation.
Irene Merriweather, WHIT News, live here at a breaking news situation at the Essex House for Mutant Rehabilitation.
Rapid rehabilitation.
Without rehabilitation, there is no release.
复原
Rehearsal.
Rehearsal.
I found a new rehearsal partner for the showcase, so now I won't miss a beat when Andrew gets back.
That is called a rehearsal.
This is my loon mother's rehearsal room.
We're having champagne and ice cream in our suite after the rehearsal dinner.
Which means rehearsal every day, 4 p.m.
预演
Rain.
Rain. A new reign has begun.
Cordy, you reign.
I will devote my entire reign as Miss Wichita to bringing an end to world hunger and to the creation of a peaceful earth.
Mr. Vallon, that will only happen in the reign of Queen Dick.
Thanks to us, girls will no longer be under the reign of John Tucker's charm. 为王
Reinforce.
Reinforce.
But you need to reinforce this copper tubing with a nanopolymer.
Reinforce the north wall. So I must ask you, Colonel Saito, to lend us some of your own men to reinforce the railway gang so that the final stretch of track can be completed as quickly as possible.
We could fix them up. We could reinforce them, and then get as far from here as possible.
Yoda will take a battalion of clones to reinforce the Wookiees on Kashyyyk.
加强求援加固材料
Reinforcement.
Reinforcement.
And I think the last thing that little girl needs is reinforcement that she's different.
Centuries of reinforcement.
Harmonic reinforcement?
I'm reading steel reinforcement and an air current.
Reinforcements dispatch.
加强
Reinvigorate.
Reinvigorate.
The park needs a new attraction every few years in order to reinvigorate the public's interest, kind of like the space program.
They needed an authority figure to reinvigorate them.
To reinvigorate our society.
使在振作
Reiterate.
Reiterate.
And if I may reiterate some of the comments of Senator Mills with respect to family, children, wives, and immediate family, and the enormous...
Let me reiterate that I'm playing devil's advocate.
Let me reiterate, there has been no proof of wrongdoing here, only a suspicion of cheating.
Now, I reiterate, the warrant states dead or alive.
So, your idea, just to reiterate, is to send a group of Jews to a Muslim country.
反复地说
Reject.
Reject.
All the stuff with a woman that you reject because you're a genius and you're above it all.
I'd pitch her a steamy bodice-ripping paperback, which she'd probably reject, but at least I'd get 5 minutes face-to-face with her.
If I may be so bold as to check my professional opinion, if Pearl was listing near to Scappa's after the battle, it's very unlikely she'd be able to make good time.
Not all of us have the freedom to pick apart suitors or reject proposals.
Reject the basic assumption of civilization, especially the importance of material possessions.
被拒之人拒绝
Rejection.
Rejection.
And what better way to exorcise rejection demons than to screw the person who rejected you, right?
I don't know if I could take that kind of a rejection.
I don't really do humiliation and rejection.
I just don't think I can take that kind of rejection.
Pathological rejection of authority based on unresolved childhood trauma.
拒绝
Rekindle.
Rekindle.
My one fear in getting together with Mickey was always that it might rekindle.
Of course, it is too late to rekindle that force in the poor frog for any length of time.
Reboot, retool, rekindle, whatever.
We must rekindle the lamp of neighborliness between Hindus, Muslims, and Sikhs.
再点火重新燃烧
Relate.
Relate.
I guess I was the one he could relate to.
Is there anybody that you have on your staff that could relate to him, maybe understand him, help him out with some of these problems?
Somebody that can relate to me.
What history has failed to relate is that this was not 3 individuals, but the tireless work of a single artist.
You know, we relate to his melancholy ballads, you know? Like.
讲有关
Related. Related.
Level 1 instructs women to abstain from men altogether, so they'll stop thinking that the pleasures experienced during the sex act are related to love.
Looks like we're going to be related.
We're not related. It's actually kind of...
You mean as related to this?
讲述的
Relation. Relation.
He says there's enough of his blood in the woodwork for the ship to almost be a relation.
In our relation to the great struggle to preserve our American liberties.
Is Mrs. Van Hopper a friend of yours or just a relation?
There's no relation between how sexy a girl looks and her sex life.
What relation are you to a man named William Foster?
关系
Relationship. Relationship.
Our relationship keeps moving forward. We might want to eventually get a place together.
If you're never going to see your husband, you might as well have a relationship with his money.
Maybe have a lesbian relationship.
Rekindle the relationship, and it could be even stronger than it was. The point is, I'm not ready for this relationship to end, so even if you break my heart right now, it's okay, because I'd regret it more if I didn't take this shot.
关系
Relative. Relative.
I've got a relative with Southern Belle, or we wouldn't have gotten the number for days.
Rich is a relative term.
She's a distant relative of mine.
What's a relative? Which is why you make a rich man your relative.
亲戚有关系的
Relatively. Relatively.
I'm a relatively respectable citizen.
Officials say the easy availability, relatively cheap cost, and high purity of heroin throughout Saigon and the Far East.
Squirrel's a relatively quiet man.
This looks like a relatively fresh break.
What that video captures is that the aircraft was in a relatively stable glide just prior to the moment of impact.
相对的
Relax. Relax.
All I know is that nothing moves faster than the speed of light, so you may as well relax.
And I know just how to relax.
Just relax and breathe normally.
Okay, I just wanted you to relax and sleep properly for once.
Sometimes I just need to relax.
放松使松弛
Relaxation. Relaxation.
A little relaxation never did harm to anyone.
I did muscle therapy, exercises, relaxation, but I knew I had to go deeper.
If it's okay with you, I think maybe today we just start with some simple relaxation exercises.
You can all have an extra hour's fun and relaxation.
松弛
Relay. Relay.
I can't relay your impatient plan to Moscow, see what they say, but...
I tell you what, if I can possibly do it tonight, I'll try to relay this dedication in.
The override sequence for the relay station. We were on a relay team.
Well, whoever we're talking to, will you please relay the message to Johnny?
一码分成传递接力传送
Release. Release.
And release.
Okay, you need to sign this release form. There isn't a release.
We are going to take our final deep breath in and release.
Well, the doves are not going to release themselves.
释放发布
Relentless. Relentless.
His 7-year civil war has been described as a relentless campaign of sadistic, wanton violence.
It's relentless, it's exhausting, and there's no safe word.
You are relentless.
You haven't seen how relentless he is.
You relentless sex stallion!
无情的
Relevance. Relevance.
Eyewitness accounts of my inappropriate behavior would have had jurisdictional relevance.
How does the Vietnamese have any relevance whatsoever to myself and my girlfriend having to breathe your friend's cigarettes?
I fail to see how excrement of any kind bears relevance on our current situation.
What is the relevance of this?
You ask an awful lot of questions that have absolutely no relevance to your being able to carry out your duties.
中肯
Relevant. Relevant.
Can we have the relevant files on Anne Cathcart, please?
I believe that makes the question more than relevant.
I'm not sure how that's relevant here.
Okay,
It's not relevant to this discussion. We may ask what is relevant, but
有关联的
Reliability.
Reliability. And I do believe that you need a weapons platform that can fire high explosive warheads with precision and reliability.
Most of the activities of the human brain, and with incalculably greater speed and reliability.
The weight is sign of reliability.
We are skeptical ourselves, and we are running cross-checking routines to determine reliability of this conclusion.
You see, I've read through the record quite a few times now, and I have some serious doubts about the reliability of his conviction.
信度
Reliable.
Reliable.
Because we need a reliable and healthy leader.
It's reliable, though. My mother should have chosen a less reliable banker. That's a completely reliable figure. You may judge which motive is the more reliable.
可靠的
Reliance.
Reliance.
I respected your privacy, and I taught you self-reliance.
Reliance command.
Renewable sources of energy that we might eliminate the world's reliance on fossil fuels. Now,
self-reliance, service, self-sacrifice.
信任
Relief.
Relief.
Break would be a relief.
It is such a relief to let go of the lies.
Sex work should be made legal so your mum pays tax on her earnings, which did provide a bit of like relief, if I'm honest.
Well, I wish I could say that relief is inside. I've been waiting so long, night after night. I long for the touch of a man. What a relief.
减轻
Relieve.
Relieve.
I have to be back at the hospital for 6 to relieve the overnight.
I Port. Came to relieve you of your duties.
If they wanted to relieve me of my command, they would have to meet me here.
With deepest sadness and humility, I must ask you to relieve me of the duties of my position, effective immediately.
You know what I always find is a good way to relieve business pressure?
减轻救济
Religion.
Religion.
Our religion.
Philosophy of religion.
Religion.
What, like religion in general?
Why not religion, Dad?
宗教
Religious.
Religious.
Do you remember those religious fanatics after the Bishop Casey story?
Religious freedom.
That feels a little like it goes against my religious roots, and I don't super appreciate it.
That's religious propaganda.
Well, I guess you ain't as professionally religious.
宗教性的修道士
Relocate.
Relocate.
I want to put together a team that'll help us relocate to Miami.
Relocate to where?
So they've struggled with great anxiety to relocate the orgasm in the vagina.
Wish to inform you that following the sale of the Bettisville Cemetery and... Yeah, the synagogue sent these out if you wanted to relocate your loved ones.
重新安置
Reluctant.
Reluctant.
That's how our nobles will be reluctant to uproot.
Everything's taken care of, but I'm reluctant to talk on the phone.
For some reason, I am reluctant to answer all his questions.
Usually when you go to the retired guy, he's reluctant.
Yes, but truthfully, we've been reluctant to get involved.
不情愿的
Rely.
Rely.
He taught me how to not rely on technology.
I can never rely on anybody but myself.
I had to rely on my experience of managing the altitude and speed of thousands of flights over 4 decades.
I rely on you, Millis, said Caesar firmly.
Our dear daughter, Ada, who's given up so much for so long to help me in my ministry, and upon whom I rely.
信赖
Remain.
Remain.
Please, I just need to remain on radio silence just a little bit longer.
She will remain there for the time being.
That, although the moral issues remain up for debate, the legalization of sex work would ultimately provide protection for sex workers, and
you have the right to remain silent.
保持
Remainder.
Remainder. I hereby commute your sentence and order that you be imprisoned for the remainder of your miserable, moribund, mutton-chop life.
I nevertheless regard him as a man to whom I can happily entrust the remainder of my life.
It is small enough that it will force them into a bottleneck, allowing us to concentrate the remainder of our defense.
So we simplified the whole thing, and we round them all down and just drop the remainder into an account that we opened.
You are sentenced to be imprisoned for the remainder of your natural life.
剩余物削价出售剩余的
remaining.
Remaining.
I bet what we just heard were airborne patrols sent to hunt down the remaining signs of life.
Once I'm gone, you could lift that beast off the remaining speck, then carry him to the nearest town.
Only the line remaining. Some of you will be determined non-vital employees to the new partnership, and we'll be deciding which of those positions will be remaining with us over the course of the next week.
We can cover the remaining rigs with drones in the field.
剩余的
remains.
Remains.
Every day that man remains free is one more failure.
They handle money, family remains safe.
Scraped his remains into the bin liner I brought.
Lend your hand to the work that yet remains, that this war may end.
So he wishes you all happiness that remains loyal to his vow and your increasing love.
剩余物
remark.
Remark.
Dude, one more remark like that, I'll have Van Hay rolled on too for real.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will disregard that last remark by Mrs. Andrews.
Now the question was, what was Patrick Henry's famous remark?
Pete, the personal rancor reflected in that remark I don't intend to dignify with comment.
Sometimes the smartest remark is silence.
评论
remarkable.
Remarkable.
He's already invented new surgical techniques and become the worldwide standard, which is a remarkable feat for such a young man.
It was remarkable how the simple, modest was remarkable.
She's wearing a remarkable two-piece outfit.
不平常的